Let's get down to our third bout of the evening. Introducing first the blue corner, Juan Huerta.
He weighed in at 127.8 pounds, just a little bit below the junior lightweight limit here. He had 25 amateur fights, said he was 23-2 as an amateur, and he's really excited to make his debut tonight on the 2-pound sports and entertainment fight night 2.
Juan Huerta, his manager, they called me and texted me and emailed me and said, we really want an opportunity to fight. We don't care who you got, and we believe in his skills. And from the looks of him and from things that I heard he can really fight. So this will be good, especially against the guy he's going against.
The red corner, Blaiwas Eaglepipe.
Blaiwas Eaglepipe, fighting out of Salem, Oregon. He's 1-0, no knockouts, 22 years old. He weighed in well below the junior lightweight limit at 127.1 pounds. Again, that's pronounced Blaiwas, just in case there was any confusion on how you pronounce that. His grandfather, he says, was a warrior and was given the Eaglepipe name by a Lakota chief. He's the oldest of the 7 existing Eaglepipes currently. Here he is coming out with a very traditional entrance.
Eaglepipe is a promoter's dream. This guy has a big fan base, a big following, and he just loves to fight. And I am very excited to see him against another good prospect making his pro debut in Juan Huerta. But this should be a dandy.
You know, right or wrong, the history of boxing, it's always exploited ethnic matchups and the ethnicities of fighters and whatnot. If not exploited, it's used them in order to help promote them. This is no exception here. Boxing has, for many years, looked for a viable Native American contender, somebody who can kind of prop up from that community, and it's never really gotten a great one. There have been a couple guys at cruiserweight. There's been Joe Hip at heavyweight. There haven't been a whole lot, though. George Tudunapa, most of these guys did not make it to the upper levels. But here we have Blaiwas Eaglepipe at 1-0, looking to march forward.
I am really excited for this match. I may be like a kid in the candy store watching this, being that I'm not in there getting hit myself, but I am really excited because both guys are young, hungry, and passionate about the sport. So this is what boxing needs, and especially in the Northwest. We got so many good fighters. This is just going to add to what's out here, and I'm happy to be involved in it.
Well, you can already hear the response from the crowd for Blaiwas Eaglepipe here, the 3-time All-Indian boxing national champion. But hey, I talked to Juan Huerta and asked him about that, and he said, Eaglepipe's just another opponent.
As you look at both guys looking at each other, as Huerta's kind of looking in the eyes of Eaglepipe, well, he was. And he's just a kid. Both guys I consider kids, and they just love to fight. And I'm really happy that these guys will take fights like this so early in their careers.
To be 19 or 22 again, huh, Steve?
Oh yeah.
Mostly for you. These guys looking both pretty intense here, and it's going to kick off in just a moment.
All right, boxing fans, this is your third bout of the evening. This fight is scheduled for 5 rounds in the junior middleweight division. Introducing first, representing Azteca Boxing Club in Renton, Washington, and fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the gray and black trunks with gray, black, and white trim. He's making his professional boxing debut. He stands 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighed in at 127.8 pounds. Fighting out of Lacey, Washington, introducing Juan Macizo Huerta. And now, introducing his opponent, representing 503 Boxing and fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the black trunks with silver trim. He holds an undefeated record of 1 win with no losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 127.1 pounds. Fighting out of Salem, Oregon, he is a 3-time All-Indian Boxing National Champion. Introducing Blaiwas Eaglepipe. Your referee, Joey Perella.
Referee's instructions going down right now. These guys getting ready to face off. Once again, you kind of look at their dimensions here, and it looks as if Blaiwas Eaglepipe, a little bit more lanky, slightly longer arms. Looks like he might be a little bit more slightly built here, whereas Juan Huerta, a little bit thicker. We'll see how this develops.
Eaglepipe using his jab. He has some really good boxing ability. I've got the chance to watch this kid kind of train, kind of work out. And he has such a huge following. And this is great, especially for Oregon and Portland in specific. I'm curious to see how this fight unfolds.
You know, I of course, when I spoke to Blaiwas Eaglepipe and asked him, what do you like about fighting here in Portland? Does this excite you? And he said, it's extremely exciting to be fighting very close to his hometown of Salem, Oregon here. And he's just looking to get in there and see what he can do. Thus far, sticking his jab, switching stances a little bit, but still making it work.
And this looks to be a very competitive fight. I can see Huerta using his jab, using his distance. He's fighting against a lefty. He knows what he's doing. He's not falling forward. I mean, it's one of those fights where, you know, I would be curious to see how these guys fare down the road in a longer fight. And it's just they're just starting their careers.
Angle's so important in that orthodox versus southpaw matchup. And already you can see Blaiwas Eaglepipe sticking his lead foot on the outside of Juan Huerta's lead foot, which is key to getting that angle of that rear hand. The left hand for the southpaw and the right hand for the orthodox guy.
Absolutely. And again, I want to commend both guys for taking such difficult tasks in facing each other. Both these guys were solid amateurs, and to meet this early in their careers on a 2-pound sports and entertainment show, I really, really commend both guys.
Already here, about halfway through round 1, and you can see that Juan Huerta, his nickname El Macizo, meaning the solid one or something difficult to move. That's kind of what he's looking like already. He's applying pressure. Look at his calves. Reminds you a little bit of a Manny Pacquiao. Again, not to get too far off base here, but just in terms of his dimensions, he looks like he has real strong legs, and he's pushing forward right now.
Guys with big, strong legs like that, they have some pop. Even if they're not necessarily known as being knockout punchers, they have a little bit of pop, and they are known. If you watch those guys, those type of fighters, they'll face anybody, and you see their records and stuff like that. They'll fight. A lot of guys that I've seen with the big calves, they fight a lot of just about anybody because they have some pop.
Here we go, closing out round 1, and it seems as if Blaiwas Eaglepipe has mostly kept the distance and controlled the pace. But here we have Juan Huerta closing out the round with a couple of shots, including that overhand right.
Another very competitive round, Patrick. I mean, it's really hard to score, but I may lean a little towards Huerta with his patience. I think he may have had Eaglepipe on the fast foot a little bit, and what a great round.
If nothing else, we got Juan Huerta taking it to Blaiwas Eaglepipe, making him work for that round if he did indeed give it to him. Like I said, he probably controlled most of the round, but he didn't do it easily.
Absolutely not. I thought it was one of those again, I've been saying it all night, a hard round to score because I thought Eaglepipe dictated the first half, using his jab, using his range, using his movement. And then I saw Huerta kind of step it up a bit. But both guys, they didn't really land any punches. It was more of a who can
jockeying for position.
Absolutely.
Who can get the momentum.
Position. Yeah.
Tell you what, here we go with Juan Huerta taking center ring, putting his feet in the sand there and saying, this is where you got to cross if you want to get to me. But here's the thing. Blaiwas Eaglepipe is looking to use angles, use his feet, use the ring. Not a super big ring here, but he's looking to use it.
He is. He's using his foot movement, which is very good. He doesn't stop moving. He's back and forth and back. And this is a really competitive fight, especially with guys so early in their careers. You can see the poise. You can see the amateur experience.
When guys tend to have a good amount of amateur experience, I find that you often see that in their footwork. Anybody can learn how to hold their hands. Almost anybody can learn how to throw a proper punch. But not everybody can learn the rhythm of moving your feet. And as you see Blaiwas Eaglepipe here, kind of slapping a bit with those combinations there, but he's moving his feet real well.
He is. I agree with you 100%, Patrick. You sound like a boxing historian there.
Hopefully that's the case. Needless to say, Blaiwas Eaglepipe, they're getting a big commotion from the crowd, although he kind of went into the ropes and got caught with the right hand. Nothing doing, but it happened.
Oh, good body shot by Huerta. A good couple of jabs by Eaglepipe, but what a good body shot. Huerta's looking to try to go to the body. They have 5 rounds to try to get this thing done, so Huerta's applying the pressure. Eaglepipe's kind of pot shotting. What good exchange we have.
Juan Huerta said that he is going to be looking to make Blaiwas Eaglepipe feel his punching power. Looking at his legs, it looks like he's got it, and he's been able to land the body very hard already. Whether or not that does anything remains to be seen, but he's been able to make Eaglepipe kind of measure himself and think twice here and there.
He has. Now, Eaglepipe right now should be doubling and tripling his jabs, throwing 1-2s, because Huerta he did seem to have kind of stopped, but now he's coming on.
Well, and he seems to be somewhat predictable with his rhythm, Eaglepipe, that is, in terms of sticking one jab out, one jab out, one jab out. And Juan Huerta kind of seems like he's catching up on that a bit.
Huerta's landing a lot of good right hooks, some straight right hands. It looks like he's trying to go to the body a bit, just wants to get in range. He has very good boxing integrity, and he's not falling over his feet. His distance is good, especially against the southpaw. Another good round.
Very competitive round. That's what we said from the outset of the show tonight. Whatever the level is, we're looking for competitive, well-matched fights. That's what we've had thus far.
Uniform girl Antoinette Rose.
Looks like Juan Huerta is getting a little bit of a talking to in his corner. His corner man looks like he's kind of giving him the what for, as far as it's difficult, obviously, to hear from here for the commotion of the crowd, but they want him doing more, whatever it is.
And as we hear the chants of Eaglepipe, his coach is telling him, I think will be telling him they stay a little bit more busy. He's up first. That's an impression that you're ready to go when you get off your stool first. And I'm excited to see what happens this next round. But Eaglepipe fans are excited to see what's happening.
Now again, this is round 3 out of 5 rounds, somewhat unorthodox in terms of round numbers here. Something we see fairly often in the Pacific Northwest, however, in both Oregon and Washington. 5 rounds, 7 rounds. That's what we got here tonight, 5 rounds. Perhaps that last round, that odd round, will help us avoid some sort of a draw, but I don't know if we're gonna need it because these guys are working.
These guys are definitely working. Eaglepipe looks to be operating a little bit more with his jab, his movement.
I'll tell you what, even in the opening moments of round 3 here, Juan Huerta is being allowed to get a lot closer than he has in the first 2.
He is. Eaglepipe needs to be doubling, tripling that jab. He's able to bully Eaglepipe against the ropes. And then when Eaglepipe gets free, he doesn't attack. He kind of counter punches and uses a quick jab.
He's using a lot of jabs to the body, a great tactic, except for he's not doing anything with it. He's not turning it into anything. He's being, like I said, a little bit predictable with his rhythm. And Juan Huerta has been able to capitalize a little bit with right hands here in round 3.
You are right. He's landing some good, solid pot shot right hands, like really quick trigger right hands. But here comes Eaglepipe. He knows he has to pick it up.
Blaiwas Eaglepipe with a much better jab. Kind of switches stances briefly again there, throws a left hand, but then switches right back.
Good patience by both fighters. They're not rushing in. They're kind of picking their spots. But here comes Huerta.
Huerta just kind of strong-arming his way in there with some right hands and making it work for him, although he's not been able to follow up consistently when he does land.
And Eaglepipe's using the ring, using his legs. I would like to see more combinations from him. Oh, good left hand by Eaglepipe.
They traded left hands there, and Eaglepipe sure seemed to get the better of it. I will say, though, in terms of punches landed, it sure looks like Eaglepipe has been more affected than Huerta has when the big ones land.
It does look that way. He's landing some really good shots, and when he lands shots, he gets out of the way. He takes a little step. Like he just landed a left hook as he was bending over to dipping to his right. His shots look, another left hand.
And he's making Huerta miss with those right hands, except not that one. And Huerta gets Eaglepipe on the ropes. Eaglepipe gets off the ropes to finish out round 3, and that was a relatively strong round for Eaglepipe compared to the first 2.
Eaglepipe looked to have dictated the pace of the fight. Huerta waited a little bit, kind of watched to see what he could do. And Eaglepipe looked like he dictated that round.
Again, both men looking relatively tired in the corner, breathing with open mouths after 3 hard-fought rounds here. But these guys are fighting hard. That's what happens when you're fighting hard. We got 2 more rounds of action. Here we go.
Both guys looking to get some good instruction.
No, both corner styles staying relatively calm. They actually look like they're giving their fighters instructions rather than jumping around. Needless to say, keeping a very calm demeanor, getting instruction through there over the loud music, the cheering. It's not easy to do. Here we go with round 4. Good jabs to start out round 4 by Juan Huerta.
Yeah, he does seem to be jabbing a lot more, Patrick. He must know that Eaglepipe had a good ground, and he looks to be picking it up.
And then, unfortunately, Huerta seems to have abandoned his jab and kind of just stops punching there for a minute.
And that is a very difficult thing to do, especially against a left-hander. A guy pumping his jab, a guy with the build and height of Eaglepipe to pump his jab. You want to stay active, almost kind of smother a fighter like that.
If you're gonna catch a southpaw, you're gonna need some precision with that lead right hand, or you're gonna need to really know how to land that left hook, which isn't easy against a southpaw.
No, it's not. It looks like Eaglepipe is finding a rhythm. He's moving a little bit, and he attacks when he wants to.
Good shot there from Huerta. Kind of takes Eaglepipe off his rhythm, but he's right back to it.
Eaglepipe moving around, using the jab. Huerta jabs.
Good head movement from Blaiwas Eaglepipe here in round 4. He's able to avoid much of the incoming from Juan Huerta, but not been able to quite dole out as much sharp punishment as he had in a few of the other rounds.
Oh, Juan Huerta used to train with one of the guys that I know, and he looks to have really good, solid skills, and I can see that. Good right hand.
Juan Huerta landed about 2 shots maybe 10 seconds ago, and then another pair just a few seconds after that almost looked to shake up Blaiwas Eaglepipe, but Eaglepipe's back on his feet, moving, using angles. Just has a better sense of distance than Juan Huerta does right now.
He does, and I like the head movement. He's moving his head. He's starting to come forward. He's getting in a rhythm. He has Huerta on the ropes, and Huerta shouldn't be there.
Well, that's exactly where Huerta wants to get Eaglepipe, and he's found himself with his back on the ropes. Let's see what Eaglepipe can do in this position. Not a whole lot of effort in that left hand there. He didn't really step into it and didn't connect when where he really was looking to connect from. But here we go, closing out round 4. And it really comes down to whether or not you like those errant missiles from Juan Huerta, or whether you really liked that control from Blaiwas Eaglepipe.
Eaglepipe looked to be controlling the round. He looked like he's finding a rhythm. He looked like he's getting prepared for Huerta's attack when he does attack. He's able to slide right, slide left, and get out and get into the middle of the ring. And that was a really good round for both guys, but Eaglepipe seemed towards the end to be dictating it by like these little hot shots and having some distance.
You know, when you're so offensive-minded and looking to come forward, as Juan Huerta generally is, kind of how I had mentioned with Gerardo Esquivel, you seem to give up a bit of your defense. He seems also very cognizant of that, and he doesn't really look like he's very worried about what's coming back at him.
No, he doesn't. That's just being a smart, tactical boxer. And both these guys, you can see the experience.
Well, what does that say about Blaiwas Eaglepipe's power?
It says, well, Huerta you can just see that he looks like he has fight in his DNA. Good right hand by Huerta.
Very nice, well-timed right hand, overhand right from Juan Huerta. Gets Blaiwas Eaglepipe kind of on the back foot there. Another right hand from Huerta. And Eaglepipe is kind of fishing himself into the corner.
Eaglepipe has to throw some punches now to get Huerta off him. Huerta's excited. He believes he has him hurt with a good left hook right there, and he's coming hard.
Very nice left hook from Juan Huerta. Looks like it shook up Eaglepipe's feet just a little bit, and Eaglepipe wants none of that action.
Eaglepipe seems to be moving. He throws a 1-2. He has to punch back now, and he's starting to.
There you go. Here he goes moving forward, although for a moment there he was kind of throwing those type of shots like, hey, get off me. Now he's coming forward with a little bit more authority.
Eaglepipe's working, using his distance.
You can hear the crowd getting extremely worked up for Blaiwas Eaglepipe, who has Juan Huerta on the ropes. Eaglepipe seems to have kind of gotten a little shy as Juan Huerta sits on the ropes and then gets another chance to take center ring.
Yeah, he seems to have a bit of respect for Huerta. He doesn't attack Huerta when he's on the ropes. Oh, maybe because shots like those, with those big wide hooks and right hooks and left hooks.
Juan Huerta catches Blaiwas Eaglepipe standing still just a little bit too long with a pair of hooks, and Eaglepipe's now fighting back, kind of being forced to.
Now Eaglepipe's coming forward and fighting in close. Good body work.
This is some very good inside work from both fighters. I'll tell you what, you would barely know that between both of these fighters, they only have one pro fight.
One pro fight, and you would have thought these guys were 10-round main event fighters.
Great action here.
Oh.
Uppercuts from Juan Huerta. Return fire from Blaiwas Eaglepipe.
Everybody's standing up.
Everybody's standing up and got their phone out for Blaiwas Eaglepipe. Both men slowing down toward the end of the round here. Needless to say, there goes the clacker, and let's see what they can do in the final 10 seconds.
War. Good. Oh, wow. Right hand, left hook, left hook, right
man.
hand.
Oh,
What a round. Great fight.
I'll tell you what, it's difficult to even speak over the chance of Eaglepipe here.
Yeah, I can't even hear myself talk.
This crowd is worked up over these first 3 fights here.
They are, and what an excellent fight. My dad's here?
Just some fantastic action throughout all 5 rounds between Juan Huerta and Blaiwas Eaglepipe. Eaglepipe being these chants that you're hearing here in the Jackson Armory, 2 Pound Sports and Entertainment Fight Night 2. What a fantastic back and forth fight. Steve, what do you think about that fight there? How do you score something like that?
You know, it's hard to score because that's a fight almost should be an 8 or 10 round fight because both guys, it's hard to see. You don't really want to see a loser in a fight like that. It was a great fight, and the fans were great, and both guys really do have bright careers if they continue to compete.
And here, Blaiwas Eaglepipe comes over and salutes who he said was one of his favorite fighters, and Steve 2 Pound Forbes, thanking him. What a great effort from Eaglepipe out of Salem, Oregon. Man.
Oh, what it is to be young again. These guys, they put it out on the line. One guy is 19, the other guy is, I believe, is in his 20s. And what a great night of action. What a great fight.
Back to Garrett Fertig for the official announcement.
All right, boxing fans, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge number 1 scores the contest 49-46 for the blue corner. Judge number 2 scores the contest 48-47 for the red corner. And judge number 3 scores the contest 49-46 for your winner by split decision, Juan El Macizo Huerta.
Massive upset tonight as Juan Huerta takes a split decision over the formerly 1-0 Blaiwas Eaglepipe. Eaglepipe having to be restrained and walk to his corner. He is absolutely incredulous at the decision.
Wow, what a scorecard. I actually thought Eaglepipe did enough to win the fight. I thought it was a really close fight, but I thought with his movement and his boxing ability, it was a very good fight, and best thing to do is let these guys do it again.